Have you ever wondered why some pet professionals feel great at work and then come home and detach and relax and recharge, while others find themselves slogging through the day and feel drained and depleted by the end? Have you ever wondered why some pet professionals feel energized and productive while others get stuck in this spin cycle of rumination and self-doubt? Why are some people able to establish and maintain healthy boundaries while others get stuck in people-pleasing mode and find themselves feeling unappreciated and often not a little bit resentful? In this free workshop, I'll share the answers to these questions so that you can do your best work without burning yourself out. Hi, I'm Colleen Pilar. I'm the host of the Unleashed at Work and Home podcast, as well as the author of Living with Kids and Dogs and 2 other books on dog behavior. But I'm also a coach trained in the science of helping humans thrive. Welcome to my brand new video workshop, Resilience 101, how pet professionals can learn to manage their stress and find more joy so they can continue making a difference without burning themselves out. In this first video, you're going to learn about how your brain's natural tendencies actually work against your happiness. This is an eye-opener. Once you understand this, you'll be able to create more breathing room and greater peace for yourself. You'll be able to find ways to refill your own cup. So if you're just getting started and searching for practical strategies that will help you, or if you've tried a million different strategies that didn't work for you because they weren't tailored for you and your life, stick with me. Because understanding how your brain works is going to make all the difference for you being able to establish new practices that support and fulfill you. This will give you a greater opportunity to show up as yourself, fully yourself, in every area of your life. It'll make you a better veterinarian, a better vet tech, shelter or rescue worker, dog trainer, groomer, dog daycare owner, dog daycare personnel, kennel worker, groomer, all sorts of pet professionals. Whatever your role is, it'll help you do that better. But even more important, it'll help you with your other roles too. It'll make you a better spouse, a better friend, a better parent. It will help you find the strategies to enrich your life. You'll be able to prioritize the things that really matter to you. Are you ready to do that? Before we dig in, I want to mention something that's really important. You might think that you can't do anything about the underlying patterns in your life. You might think that nothing you do will make any substantial difference in how you feel. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you realized that by changing the way you show up, you will be changing well-worn patterns, and that will start changing other things as well. This fundamental shift is one reason why it's important to understand how the brain works. Let's step back for a second. My background is dog training. Dog training is really about helping people show up differently in their relationship with dogs, teaching them to manage the environment and their interactions so that the dog's behavior changes. In this case, we're going to be teaching you to change your behavior in the circumstances that surround you. This may sound simplistic. You may have tried a million different things that didn't turn out the way you hoped they would. And so now I'm saying, oh, we're going to make some changes and it's going to work, but you're not feeling it. I get it. But this shift in understanding how your brain works will help you unlock new power to change and move forward. I'm sure you'll agree that the challenges pet professionals face aren't easy. The work is filled with difficult cases and frequent heartbreak. Maybe you've tried all the common suggestions. You've gone to yoga, you've done some meditation, you've cut out caffeine, but nothing worked. You wonder, am I putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound? If this sounds familiar, I get it. So many of us have heard that little voice of doubt in our head, wondering, can things change? Will things change? Am I stuck? But I'm here to tell you change is possible. Understanding how your brain works will demystify the process of figuring out which practices are likely to work for you, which will save you a lot of time and frustration. We talk a lot about compassion fatigue and burnout, but are you really aware of the symptoms? Have you been feeling irritable, overworked, exhausted? Do you find yourself making cynical jokes? The vein of humor in your jokes is tinged with a little bit of anger and frustration. Are you prone to numbing activities? Home from work for a whole binge watching of Netflix or a glass of wine every evening? Do you find yourself feeling guilty that you should be doing more, that you could be doing more, that you need to be doing more? Do you catch yourself feeling like everybody relies on you, but nobody's there to help you when you need help? These are common symptoms of burnout and compassion fatigue. Lots of people experience them. They creep up slowly, gradually. Lots of times you yourself won't even notice them right away. Other people are the ones who are likely to point them out to you. Pet pros are caretakers with an external focus. It's really common to focus so much on meeting others' needs that you don't take care of your own. In fact, it's not unusual for you to be better at identifying and fulfilling someone else's needs than being able to identify and fulfill your own. You're not even aware of what you need because you're so busy looking around and going, what does someone else need? I'm offering this mini workshop because I've seen so many pet professionals struggling with this. They're looking for answers and not finding anything that works for them. That was my story too. As a dog trainer, my specialties were kid and dog relationships and dog-to-dog aggression. That meant I heard a lot of sad stories. A lot of sad stories. And I didn't know how to deal with all the emotions. I would just absorb the client's emotions and carry them home with me. I didn't know how to detach and let them go at the end of the day. I wanted to learn how to navigate the emotions so that I could help people without being dragged down myself. But I didn't know how, and I was too busy with my work and focusing on my family to spend any time researching this or addressing that need. It felt kind of selfish. And to be honest, I doubted there was anything that could be done because aggression cases are inherently difficult. So how was I supposed to make them easy? And on top of that, my life was fine. My life was pretty good. So I felt like a wimp. I felt like, what am I complaining about? I don't have anything to complain about because my life is good, my work is hard, but other people have it worse. But I was struggling. If any of this sounds familiar, I get it. I felt numb and disconnected, just sort of like I was spinning my wheels and not at all sure that there was an answer for me. But the time came that I knew I needed to make a change. So I set about making it happen. Once I got past my objections and started investing in myself, I saw massive growth. I dove deep into the study of positive psychology, resilience, and even coaching to learn strategies and practices that would support me and to help me learn to navigate my emotions and show up more fully as myself. And if you're ready to show up fully as yourself in your life too, you are going to love what's coming up. Because this story doesn't stop with me. I could see all around me other pet professionals who were struggling with the same thing. They needed to find the strategies that would work for them. One size does not fit all. I couldn't simply tell them, do what I did. Instead, we have to help people learn to find the strategies that will work for them. They needed to own the fact that they are the expert in their own lives and craft ways of doing deep, meaningful work and developing stronger relationships. The ideas I'm about to share with you in this workshop are the foundation of the plan that I used to learn to navigate my own emotions. The goal was to learn to be a slide, not a sponge. And it's led me to have a lot more time for fun. And that's what I want for you. All pet professionals could benefit from having a little more fun and a little less stress in their lives. To get you started, I created a PDF that has the main points in it and some simple tips to help you along the way. So hit pause on the video and find the link down below. Download this before we continue. So why? Why do so many talented, compassionate, dedicated pet professionals find themselves being dragged down into the pit of burnout and compassion fatigue? And what can we do about it? Okay, so let's start talking about your brain and its biases. Your brain is wired to solve problems related to survival in an outdoor environment in nearly constant motion. That's what the system was designed to do. Take a moment and think about your life. Are your problems related to survival that you're dealing with in nearly constant motion in an outdoor environment? No? Yeah, no, that's not how it's going. Your brain was evolved to solve short-term problems. The whole fight or flight thing, either way, the problem is going to be resolved within 5 minutes at the longest. Something bad is coming, you either successfully get away, successfully hide, or you get eaten. It's all done. So the brain isn't worried so much about using higher reasoning or logic or fact in these moments of survival. Your brain is designed to have a negativity bias. Your brain focuses on what's wrong, what could be wrong, what's going on here. And all of your ancestors for many, many millennia have been worriers. You are the end result of a long line of successful warriors. And that's a good thing because it kept you alive. But it's not really designed to make you happy. Negative emotions narrow and focus your attention. They help you identify problems and say, what is going on here? And spark the energy for change. It's sort of like, this is happening and I need to do something. But your problems aren't clear to your brain as to whether they're real or perhaps memories or even worries, projections into the future. Your body is responding internally every single time as if you're in a life and death situation. And your brain is not designed to handle this on a chronic day after day after day experience. That's not how we're wired. So when you replay a client conversation over and over in your head at night and think, oh, I should have said it differently, maybe I should have done something differently, or you spend the evening fretting about the work you still have to do, your body doesn't know the difference between what's actually happening and what could be happening. That brain chemistry that has wired you toward negativity is just trying to keep you safe. The good news is people are naturally resilient. You are resilient. You have survived everything that's been thrown at you every day up until now. Here you are. You've made it. When we bounce back, though, the system is designed to bring us back to neutral, sort of to fine. Everything's fine. Well, fine is not thriving. Fine doesn't feel great. Fine feels fine. And so what happens is we can feel sort of trapped and exhausted by that amount of resilience. It's good, it helps us, but it doesn't make us feel better. And this is where understanding your brain comes in really handy. Because again, those negative emotions, which are very, very valuable, and we need them when we like them and we want them, they are good for short-term situations. Negative emotions narrow and focus your attention. They help you identify problems, and they help you take action for moving forward. Positive emotions, on the other hand, that's where your smartness is. That's where your creative thinking resides. That's where your emotional resilience lives and your ability to bond with others. So positive emotions broaden and build. Positive emotions cause you to think differently and feel differently. So having the ability to recognize the emotion that you're in and understand what it's trying to teach you is incredibly valuable. When you're having a negative emotion, you can identify what is the problem my brain is trying to solve right now, and what is the action I need to be taking. And when that is something that is based on a worry or a rumination or something that isn't a real problem in this moment, having the ability to deliberately and intentionally shift toward a more positive emotional state can help you take the actions required to feel better, to do more, and to create a better life for yourself, both in this moment and moving forward. So there are many factors that come into play in terms of happiness. 50% of the factors that affect your happiness are genetic. You are hardwired to a certain level of happiness. 10% are based on your circumstances, how much money you earn, where you live, things like that. But 40% are based on your intentional choices and your thoughts and feelings, which you can modify with some intentional choices. So leaning into that 40%, where your thoughts, feelings, and actions come into play, can help you make the difference between having a bad day, having a fine day, and having a really good day. And understanding why your brain is wired toward a little bit of negativity, which then causes the perfectionism, the self-doubt, the self-criticism. These are the really common side effects of having this negativity bias. You create these negative survival patterns, sometimes they're called, where you play small, or you try to control everything that can be controlled, or you're doubting your inner wisdom, or always assuming the worst. These are strategies that your brain has been using for a long time to try to cope with the challenges of daily life, to try to come back to fine. But when we can help you learn to shift what will sustain you, what will support you in moving north of neutral, finding those things for you will make all the difference toward helping you feel stronger and more resilient and more like yourself. It's not changing you, it's helping you be the best you. Okay, so let's start right here. Ask yourself, what do I need? What answer came to mind? How does that show up for you at work? How does that show up for you at home? When you're feeling pressed for time, what are the impacts of this particular need on your behavior? What's different for you when this need is met versus not met in terms of the way you think and how well you sleep and your overall health and the things that you do and your accomplishment of the things you do, how quickly and effectively and efficiently you get done the things you need to do. The person who knows best what you need is you. It's not your supervisor, it's not your spouse, it's not your best friend, it's you. But odds are you haven't really been listening to you. Where are you on your personal journey? What's your relationship with yourself, with the important people in your life, with your work, with your health? What needs to change? The answers to these questions are your starting point. So now that you understand your brain's negativity bias and how it affects your life, the big question, the important question is, how do you counteract it? Hands down, this is the most important learning experience for pet professionals. If you can't understand why you're prone to negative thoughts and being hard on yourself, then it's going to be really hard to learn how to shift and change that. And without this, it means you'll keep trying to do more, but feel less, care less, experience less. And that won't work. What if you could feel your emotions and learn how to process them in a healthy way? It doesn't mean you have to work a lot harder. In fact, once you learn it, it's easier. It's about working a little bit smarter. It's about finding the tools that work for you. It is possible. So, how do you learn to manage to navigate your emotions? Well, we're going to start talking about that in the next video. So many pet professionals are struggling these days. And if you are one of them, you need to know you're not alone, you're not crazy, you're not stupid, you're not a failure. You're a completely normal human being with a brain that is wired for negativity. Learning to give yourself permission to be human is the first step. And then you need to be willing and able to do some self-assessment, to develop your awareness and to figure out where you are on your personal journey. Begin where you are. Change is inevitable as you learn to listen to and trust your inner wisdom. Before we go today, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me, what would it look like if you could be fully immersed and engaged at work and do great work, and then when you came home, you were able to detach and relax and recharge? What impact would that have? How would life be different if you learned to stop the negative spin cycles in your mind? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to read every one and I will respond to as many as I can. And if you found this video useful, could you please share it on Facebook or Twitter, or even sending a friend the URL? There are so many pet professionals who are really struggling these days. If you know someone who could use a little help, it would be so kind if you'd share it. Understanding your brain's biases is a game changer in learning how to continue making a difference without burning yourself out. It's the piece we all need to know so that we can move forward from there. It's a key step. And that's when you can learn to identify the specific activities that are likely to work for you, which will help you show up in every area of your life fully as yourself. You. Just you. Awesome. And what you're learning in this workshop is going to put you on the path to get there. In our next video, I'm going to introduce you to a few experiments that will help you start to figure out what resilience strategies and practices are likely to work best for you. I can't wait to see you there.